So he's 4 months old. So just looking at him lying down, do you guys notice anything?
I just moved the tape.
Do you guys notice anything lying down?
I do.
So what are they?
Head out, the arm is just flopped.
Oh, then.
And the legs are usually curled up like that. They don't go down. You know how babies relax and they just come down.
Yeah, the knees go out normally versus the knees going up. So he's in
trying
the
to
ab.
keep his balance.
The hand's a bit too fisted. Okay, and then also he hasn't looked at all towards the other side.
Oh, okay.
So, and if you look at him from this side, his right eye is actually smaller from the left. So there you go, you'll be able to see.
What are you doing, David? Where are you?
So, because of the legs being up, that's where I'm going after. When I work on somebody, I kind of mentally might say, or I did this much more when I was first starting to work on people, if I was in that person, what would I want? You know what I mean? Like, what would I do to want myself to feel better in this position? So already, now all I'm doing now is taking my hand and going underneath the hips, and you can see very little movement. Do you see that? Now you're more than welcome if you want to just put your hand right under here just to feel what it's like before.
Yeah,
So notice just lifting. First of all, the spine doesn't want to twist just from that little lift. Do you feel that in the baby? Do you feel that it's just like not responding almost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
And
usually
when you
go like
lift
this.
higher, like I'll even do it with you, see how it's very difficult for it to twist the spine. His whole body wants to go.
Well,
He's not twisting.
Yeah.
And no offense, at a 4-month-old, he should be more like a dish rag, you know what I mean? That you can go left, right, left, right. So now I'm gonna get to work, but this is, again, rare because since the parent's not here, I'm gonna explain more of what I'm doing. I'm not saying that the parent's not here. What's nicer about babies, I don't have to worry about any kind of psychological effect on him. When I talk, let's say to Aaron, he's 2.5. I assume he understands everything that I say. I never ever want to talk to your son like, oh, but you can't do this. I always say, this is where we're at, but this is where I'm just about to go to. You know what I mean? So it's really interesting picking up a baby's bum too, because also, if you notice, now that I'm getting underneath the tailbone, and you can get to places on a baby you just can't politically correct do it on an adult. I mean, I can't go right to basically the tip of the tailbone in a lot of positions with an adult because, you know what I mean? Especially in this position, if it was an adult male, you know, I'd start getting into body parts. But notice too, the pelvic clock, there's no tilting the pelvis back and forth. He's lifting the leg, but he's still not tilting his pelvis.
He's tough.
There you go, there you go. See, now the back just twisted. So now, just in this position, I can work on just, he's not used to having just the one leg up like that, so just the balance of the leg in that position. And you can see that the left leg is automatically more active than the right leg. Because what I've done, the right leg in a sense is still too heavy for him. And he doesn't have the muscle structure. And this is where a lot of professionals get confused. Oh, it's a tonus. Well, little old ladies hardly have any tonus, and they seem to manage to walk around, you know, still. But see already, just this shift in this tonus. So now if I come back here, you can already see how that shifted. So if I just still come back to this side, see, I don't get the twist. But if I come on this side, already how the twist is different. Just that little bit, how he can articulate and organize his leg. But I still can't, it's a little bit lopsided, but I still can't do a pelvic tilt, meaning I can't tilt the tailbone up or arch the back backwards. And that's fine. When I say stuff like that too, I'm already working on it. So now I'm working on the shift over here. There he goes. He's just twisting. So now I'm just hanging out, just playing here, and I'm waiting for the leg just to start, and he's just kicking it in. So this is the brilliance of working with the babies. The babies don't have psychological baggage going, well, I wasn't doing that before, I don't know if I can do it now. The second a baby can do it, it's like, oh, I got a leg, oh, okay.
So you're holding it up like this.
I'm under the whole SI into the tailbone, so I've got one hand into the base of the tailbone and the other one into the SI joint, the top of the pelvis. There you go. And with babies, they can't talk, but they immediately will move or not move, their legs starting to go. So now I'm going to let him rest and just see if that's any different. See now that the knee's just trying to, he still has a little bit of a startle, but bringing the knees out sideways. But now he's starting to kick with his feet more. That's also what's nice. Am I making changes? Well, he's changing, so it's got to be. You know, I don't have him verbally saying, oh, wow, that feels a lot better. You know, but. And now just go back and see if that feels any different. But see now already the difference in the bone.
Wants to know his hand.
But already, that's the difference of pre-rolling over versus he never had before. Just that little bit. Now I still need to start working on the chest cavity, but I'm still just working on there. See now how the legs can just sort of hang out? And this is his balance. See how now the leg is falling to the other side? There he goes. So it's not a, and now you just do it nice and slow. There he goes. So he can just, now he doesn't have that fear of falling. So now I literally can just drop his bum. And already now the difference in the legs. And also the breathing starts to lower in the chest cavity versus it being, see now he can look at his legs, look at that, all the way over.
Good job.
I didn't do anything in 5 minutes to change his tonus. His muscle structure did not, you know. But that's the difference though of just touching a child and touching knowing you're going to get neurological changes.
Yeah.
So now I'm starting to work. Hi, did you finally realize I was here too? Did you? Huh? Yeah?
He's a talker. He'll start
Huh?
cooing.
I know. But the chest cavity, see how the eyes are changing? As he's looking at me, the chest cavity is changing. Oh my goodness. What are we going to do with you? What are we going to do with you? So now I'm going to go up into the chest cavity and I'm looking for the torque. I'm not going side to side, I'm actually pulling down. And this is where babies can get very hungry during a lesson because already what he's doing, the difference with the
He
chest.
just ate, so hopefully.
Yeah. But see, you ready though? Look at this. But look at the movement vocabulary he's getting now in 30 seconds, you know what I mean? That he wasn't getting before. And also the hands are starting to come out. Because his balance is, there we go, hands up. Honestly, that's a lesson. What he's just done in 5-10 minutes. Oh, I know. The head starts and there he can move just because the hand's not getting off.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
See the difference now, how he's trying to look at you versus just looking over to the left. And that's I know. Yeah, we're all here at your party. It is a party, isn't it? And then your hands are coming together, I know.
Yeah.
It would be very natural to want to accelerate this. To, you know, hand over hand. I'm fine, he's got his blankie, it's close enough, you know, as far as touching his hands together. Oh my goodness. So now with just that chest, I'm going to go back and see if that made a difference. Now I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna just switch this around just to show it from this angle. Now I've been working this way. Look at the twist this way versus this way. See, in this way, it wants to come over as a whole unit. He's not twisting. Feel the difference? See how he's twisting through the chest cavity? So now I'm just gonna move you over this way. Yeah. What? What? Oh, under that rib. That's a good one. Oh, man. And again, I should not have a, quote, stiff rib on a 4-month-old child. No, I shouldn't. I shouldn't. Yeah? There we go. What are you going to do about it? You think? Oh, no, I don't know. And you see how, quote, we're not looking at a developmentally delayed or blah, 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 blah. I mean, there's no way this child, except for maybe the shape of its head, would create a warning sign for anyone right now to do anything to help this child.
Smart baby.
So now I've got the pelvis in my hands, and I'm just looking to see how the pelvis is going this way, and again, that torque. I know! And now, see how easy too the pelvic tilt is in my hands? Don't. Babies love to be dropped. What, you gonna do it? This is your feet on the floor. It is. See the difference?
Oh, yeah.
He's still picking up the right shoulder a bit more, but he's doing fine. And also look at how he's counter steering. See how he's looking at me? And he's looking at me, both ways. I'm not just flopping him over, and even though he's going over, see now he's not ready, the arm's coming back. Now I've got to work here. So I'm basically now going to start doing the same thing underneath the shoulder blade and the arms as I would have sort of in the pelvis. So I'm just underneath him, and again already he's learning how to lift the arm up now, where the weight of the arm is not so much as a factor for him. And literally, right now, I'm just hanging out, holding it right underneath the shoulder blade. Where I have my hand here too, I'm looking for the whole rotation of the chest cavity. We're not round little cylinders, but we're really meant to roll. The head's not round, I mean, you know. So I'm looking for the clavicle and the shoulder blade, all that to come around and bring the arm. Do you guys have any questions? And also notice too, if you work with a baby in such a way, now he's trying to lift his head, son of a gun. Just, can we wait a little bit? Can we get rolling down? But that's because I'm getting up to around C7 and all of a sudden I'm starting to activate. C7 is right at the base of the neck going into the upper thorax. You get that bump right here? That's just the bottom vertebrae in the neck. So now I'm just going to go back again and test to see. Also see how his acceleration has changed. I'm not looking for the full rollover, I'm just looking for the changes in breathing in this way. But he's not panicking, but he's trying. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What? You didn't think you'd be doing all this morning, did you? Did you? See now, look at how nice he can just be in a little S curve. Here you can see the difference. See the left to the right. But I haven't worked on the right as much. You see it? Also notice in this way, look at that torque. Watch the knee coming around. So as the knee comes around, look at that. Look at this way. See the difference? See, now I'll go on that side and see, but I'll do it so you can see what I'm doing. Now, this side is much heavier to me. What? What's she doing? She get drinks? She get drinks? But again, what I was trying to say is look at how little toys this child needs. I mean, he does not need the stimuli because his movements are stimuli. And that's what a baby should be. Oh, there's a light. Oh, there's a person. That's why a typical child, usually if you buy them something, they're more interested in the stupid box than the toy you got. What a person's doing by toys, now I certainly can get stuff out here. My job is to keep him happy. But what most people are doing with toys is trying to get this movement. But they think they can do it by stimuli. Yeah, that's the way it works. Yeah, would you rather have the stuff? I'm sorry. Need a little bit. You don't even need your passy right now. You don't. But see, also to notice the hands are together.
Yeah, he's a talker. He loves talking.
Oh my goodness. What's that? What's that? Can you get the other one? Can you get the other one? Oh, what's that? Oh my goodness. I'm still going after that bird cage because it's still not, it's just about moving the way I'd like it to, but it for some reason this rib is quite taut on him. There we go. There we go. And that's a pre-crawl. Do you see that right there? Just letting the shoulders go in and out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Can I have my finger back now so I can do other stuff to you? Thank you. Oh my goodness. You can see now how much. Look at that already. He's like, okay, let's crawl. It's like, and that's where I'm like, can I just like hang out for just a little bit?
It's like really good.
There, now the arms are coming out.
That's great.
See how he can shift his head to and from?
He's like flat.
Yeah.
Good job.
And see the difference. When it's easy though, it's so fun. See now the arms are starting to
Yeah, he
become
used to have
independent.
the hardest time sitting.
See now already he's,
He's doing really good. Look at you.
Oh, that was good. Oh,
He's happy today. Happy.
it's hard when you can't do the stuff your brain wants to do.
What is that?
Fire truck. Fire truck. Where this is nice now is the chest now is actually twisting on the belly. So I just haven't lifted enough, but see how when he's looking at Bobby, see now the knee's coming up to this side. This is just the beginning. See how now, nice.
What are you doing, David? Mom or Ruby would probably cry watching you sit up like that.
This is a perfect example though of a child just having a couple of glitches, one lesson, and boom, their life changes. Where he would have trouble, if this was not changed, he'd have trouble riding a bicycle, he'd have, you know what I mean? Like he'd just be a little clumsier, he'd be, I know. See how nice now I can arch the back. Now I'm about to turn him around and start hitting the head. Oh, toy. So now I'm just doing right underneath the shoulder blades and the base of the tailbone. I'm just working on that whole spine connection. See the top of the spine roll, so does the tush. And also look to see now how well he can twist. And he's just so comfortable in his, you know what I mean? Notice how there's no issues of balance. This child's not startling, he's not breathing funny, so look at that, all you can get away with, because he's just la-di-da, and that's what a baby should be doing. Does that make sense? Oh. So now I'm gonna come this way. So now when I get a, this is a big clue. Does a baby look up at me? This is where functional vision. Do I have a child? A lot of kids, this is hard to do. They can go to the horizon, but to tilt the head back.
Yeah.
But still, I'm just gonna, what? I know. See, right that little lift, he held his breath. Right that little lift. We don't want to hold the breath. No. No. If you learn to do that now, then you'll just be a grumpy old guy when you're older. You should be holding it all the time then. Stick the tongue out. You think? I'm not forcing him at this point. If he does not want to arch the back, to rotate, to go up, then I'm looking for him to, there we go. Now the head just lifted. There they are. Yeah, you got feet too. What is that? Right now, how's the breathing? How does his head feel in my hands? Is he trying? This is not a force, I'm just going for a ride. Obviously he's 4 months old. I could give that he's gonna sit up. My whole thing is the relationship of the spine. When it goes from the C to the S, can that head float off the spine? Yeah. It can, yeah. Oh my goodness. And all I'm doing now is just that up, down. I still haven't worked on side to side and then to round around. Yeah? What? There. Now see how I'm starting to rock the whole body. Do you see that from the head being lifted? The bone. There we go. See the rock? This part is just, again, going for a ride. He naturally wants to hold his head to the right, though, like that. That's the residuals of the torticollis. Standard practices is literally just stretching this kid's neck to the other side. Kid's screaming. Yeah, yeah. That's what they say, it's a healthy stretch. Uh-huh. So now I'm going to go in to the clavicles and the shoulder blades. If it's easier for me to sit on the other side to catch this, let me know, Bobby, but sometimes you just can't have 50 cameras, it's still not. So now I'm going to go really into his right side. That's another thing too people don't appreciate, is to give him options of how far he can go over to the right, which then will make the left easier to do. You see feet! You see feet! You see people! There, he's starting to roll on his body. Now see, he's not rolling through the right. He's rolling through the left. See the difference? How much nice that is? Right over to the elbow. See the difference? I can't do it naturally. And that's okay. This whole thing too is not only about how to work with a child, but just start to see it. What? What? Like that. There we go. What I'm looking for is just the head to be whole counterbalance. If he can go out like that, that everything's twisted, I still can breathe. Now because the back's been doing so much, I'm just coming out here to his hand just to give a little bit to the wrist. I'm still not looking to force the fingers open. He's more than done it. I just want him to, there we go, feel the wrist. Look at that, already the difference. And again, at this wrist, there we go. See, now the wrist goes in, the fingers come out. If that wrist didn't learn just those little things, well, this is eventually getting up, just what we were talking about yesterday with Aaron, to get up like that. Well, if the hand's like this, where's the sitting up gonna go? You know. And now I'll just do the other wrist. But again, look at the left hand, how he's just, that's another thing too. Can I play with this hand and this hand's okay? You know what I mean? If it's not, then there's still a startle or a balance issue going through the system somehow. Like if he's like, okay, you're playing with this hand, but this hand I gotta protect it, you know. Those are all little things that you would look at if someone really had. Just making, any questions?
No, I got it.
So now I'm going to go back to the head, and you can see too that the head now is a lot freer, even to the right. It's turning this way versus turning to its side. But now I'm going to look at, there we go, this way. And it's just that light arch. Now see, there's a difference. But there, he's trying to do it. So all I'm doing is really pushing in between the scapula. There you go, you do it yourself then. Okay. And seeing if the head can float left, right. This is very similar, like you taking the head off the table. What? Okay, let's do a little bit more rock and roll with the tush. Yeah, I did it. Now you can see even how much higher the feet are rolling over. And in this position, again, this is the counter steering. It should be nice and easy that I can do left, right, you know what I mean? And he's not, it's almost like he doesn't know I'm there. See, now he can almost float in the belly, left, right. But that's how easy it should be to pre-crawl. You see that? There we go. He's still lagging the arm behind a little bit, but that's okay. Do you want it or not? Or as my kid used to say, just a hit. I'm gonna bring him back over. You got your blankie? You don't want to come back over now, huh? See, there's the visual. Now, I'm going to do it more this way. Yeah. See, he's just trying to bring his head a little further. There it is. Now, there. Ah, there it is. See how he's got his eye on something? Oh, it's the golden prize. So now I can come in here again and just see if this has changed at all. There. See now, there, he's just pushed off. And again, I'm not expecting him to quote master any of this. I just want him to get the feel. What? Yeah, we're still here. Look at that now. Look at how nice. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. So now I'm going to see about getting the legs up to his head. Because if I can get his feet on his face, that'll really help change the torticollis. And I shouldn't say if I can, if he can. Yeah, if you don't think he's getting hungry.
We made sure we
I spit up, there's room!
With Aaron, even if I feed him before this, he's really starving.
I told my mom, like, put a bottle in there just in case. No, he's fine.
There we go. There we go. Because this here is just like how I roll around on the ball. Just upside down. What? Oops, I got lipstick on here. Tootsies. I did. There you go, look up. Here. There we go, find the pacifier. It's kind of hard to roll over with your hands in your mouth. And I'm just making sure he has experience from both sides.
He likes that.
But see how the instincts are there? I'm going up, oh, okay, I gotta start working on the crawl thing. He's not ready for it, he's just rolling over, but those are the little things you really start looking for as a practitioner, because otherwise it's like, you know, there's a big difference between stabilizing and, oh, you know. Okay, there you go. See how he had to learn, but it's just that shift off to the side. Do you see that? See how he's on the elbow?
Yeah.
And he's breathing okay? There we go. He's starting to shift and balance through his center at an angle. And now to shift him on this side. See the difference? So I'm just gonna let him settle. There we go. I'm not expecting him to balance his weight. I'm just looking to make sure that his shoulders and everything know how to shift. Still me. It's still me. Okay, get your feet planted. There you go. Where are your hands? There you go. he's just as fine neurologically grabbing my fingers with all of this than necessarily grabbing his feet. He would be more enticed for his feet right now if I didn't have booties on. That's why we sort of have 5 toes too. It's like, oh, playthings. Now, in his case, he should have been doing this more last month, but at least he's getting it into his system, you know, and he might, with this kind of thing, just quickly go, oh, been there, done that. But see how the pelvis now opens up? And also how nice the head stays center as the pelvis goes left, right. What? Oh my goodness. I know. What? Uh-oh. 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 I know. See, you don't need stuff. You're like the biggest plaything. There we go. Yeah, pre-crawl. He's crawling upside down. Feet are up. If I wanted to do it technically, see? Now see when he's looking to her, see how the head's different. Do you see that? It's more centered but looking over versus pulled over. He's getting more of a neck, just that little bit. Babies don't have necks. But. Let's see too how nice now the knees are. This will be something still to work with. He's really learned to. This is not where you would do a stretch and push down. Squeeze him in as much as possible and then go boom. Now I'm going to play with that head a little bit more and see where we're at. Starting to get a little bit different. But see how the bum wants to slide away? Now he's getting it. And again, he's too young to sit up. I'm just working on the tilt through. Yeah, now he's like, okay. I know, I did too much. I did. I'm just working on that circle. Don't suck it away. That's how Chewbacca talks. Now, this will be great. Can you get him so I can show, like I've done with Graham? It's just to the side of the vertebrae. Now he's trying to get his hand free. I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm going to see where he can go with it. There we go. There's... What?
He was smiling.
The feet are nice and free. I've got him by the tail. I'm leaning back a little bit. So it's sort of like a pre-crawl. To him, it's more like he's on his belly. Two things that are happening now is the weight of the head and the balance. So you can very easily just do that. But just the same thing as I've said with big people. The vertebrae right here, the spine, I just stay on one side. Yeah, I know. And notice how I'm rocking my whole other hand, my left hand, in with the right. I'm purposely allowing his feet to just kick away. I'm also purposely letting him rip this necklace off of me. The good baby that he is and should be doing. But it's very easy to see how, even in this position, how you can work on the twist. This is the church hold. Oh no, I'm just holding the baby. But there you go. See how he can just free up his legs and. These are things to look for. Are the legs startled? Are they stiff? I mean, again, at 4 months old, you shouldn't have a stiff baby. Now, obviously, if it just got handed to you, they might be like, or if it's in between a nap. I mean, you have to look at the temperament of the child, but it's sort of like if you're dating a guy and he's late the first 3 times to pick you up, he's going to be late for the rest of his life. I mean, character's character, so that's what you have to look for in movement. Let's see what she's got you. Ooh. He's a baby. He's probably just fine with these. Because again, at 4 months old, he doesn't necessarily know at this point. Am I touching them, or can I touch them, or? Because that's just not in his vocabulary. So he obviously heard them and he turned right to them. He's also kind of looking at you like, what else do you got there?
Yeah.
Which again, those are just small cognitive hints. He already knows that you look different because you've got toys on your chest. You know what I mean? He's not saying, oh, she's got stuff for me. He just knows your colors have changed. You're this, because the colors are just starting to come into play with him, because babies just kind of see black and white when they first start. That's a nice one too, getting the hands up over the head. It is. In baby language, it's very important. That right there was just a startle, and he tried to pull away from it. Just that little bit, and I'm just honoring it. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Try again now. There you go. So now he's just comfortable breathing in this position. That's awkward. So if I'm right underneath here, right below the scapulas, the shoulder blades, he's okay with that back bend. If I try and push the back bend to more the upper thorax, where it's right in between the shoulder blades, he goes to inflection and comes back out. And that's where I go, I know. So now I'm going to go back to where he's more successful. There he goes. That arms up, belly out. And what I'm looking for, can he breathe in this position? Can he? Notice too, he's starting to let the neck out more and more, where he's comfortable, where he can, see now I can bounce up. There we go. And again, that's just another freedom he's getting now with the neck. He's going to the left side. See now, see, just that little bit move, he's going into inflection. See how he's trying to sit up? And he holds his breath. So again, back off again. I don't know why you're doing that. Do you? Do you? Oh my goodness. So now he's making her ready to move more complex. I can talk him through this. Nothing wrong with the ears. Boo boo bear. So now I'm just doing a little bit of arch, and now my fingers are up through there. So that stimuli was enough to him to not care about what his body was doing. There we go. See the difference right there? How he presented out, do you see it? And now I'm gonna let him fall. But that's crawling. I go up, I go down. It's a safe fall. See, he didn't startle when he fell, you know? But that little bit, if that's safe to him, then as he moves like that as a baby starting to walk, it'll be okay, because he's already dealt with that. If he doesn't, if that was like, you know, and again, a startle would be, his arms would come back up into inflections or something like that. But that's more important to master than later on trying to get a child to walk and be more cognitive to work through it. Because your body's saying, I'm afraid, and you're going, doesn't matter, just walk. And this stuff you can just even do just this little bit when you're diapering your child, you know what I mean? See again now? See how the chest opens up and all of that? And again, don't get me wrong, if a child's suddenly hungry, you're not going to get the quote same results all the time. Or if they're teething, or they're going to go through stages, but that's all I'm doing. Boom, boom, there we go. And he's got the eye on the prize the whole time. Doesn't even faze him. That's a baby. Doesn't even faze me. But notice too now, this arm in the beginning that was just lying there, it's up. What is that? So now here, I can kind of use my finger just to give him the sensation of, oh, I can actually touch that, and that's how they'll start learning depth perception from his eyes, of a proportion of his body where he can reach. But notice how I'm not here. I'm doing it from here. And once he touches it, I'm letting him do the work because he's just smart enough. Why should I? There he goes. He's got the goods. He got the goods. Now I can still do a back bend, and now I've just changed the complexity. He's grabbing on an item, and he's still doing a back bend. Just this little bit. Weightlifting as an adult male, you know, or doing hard labor, or where you're going to say, oh, come on, you're just lazy, you know, or something like that where a child's just not. Now you can see when he's bringing up, look at the movement in his chest cavity, how much he's got where he can work the movement through there. This is what so many adults just miss. See all that? Do you see the doggy moving around? That's what I'm looking at. I am. Does that make sense to you, what you've been working on? But again, people with emphysema or all that sort of stuff, they don't have that kind of movement through the chest cavity. It's just gone. They can get it back, and depending on where you catch it. But that's where people lose the importance of, well, I'm an adult. I'm not a, you know.
Should you sit your...
But that's why everyone pays millions for Shakira. I mean,
should you sit your baby, like, you know how you have your bumble seats or those donut pillows? Is it okay to sit them at that age?
no, because I want him to learn neutrality. I want him to learn that I can totally twist. And look at that. He's not, he's okay. It's, there he goes. He's just did it himself. One of the biggest things we're losing is just the art of the playpen. And a seat, no, because then you're going to lose all that. Car seat's bad enough as far as the amount of time that they stay in.
Just have them play around.
But this too, enjoy the moment. He's learning how to breathe, see in this position. Now here you can start doing, and see, look at that foot just presented down like a pre-crawl. And you can go like this, see? Now he's learning how to balance through the pelvis. You don't even have to touch him. The tracking, his breathing didn't change. Look at all of that. And now, I guess that's a lot. Yeah. So now I'm gonna give him the prize. Oh, you got it. See, he's like, what? Most things babies learn is completely by accident. He's like, what the heck was that? Now I can't get it off his hand. He'll probably get. Now that arm came here, could hardly move, and now he's that's a lot of weight for him.
I'm excited.
See how I don't give it to him? It's close enough, and then start moving around. But if you don't have this relationship and vision, what's the objective to get something across the room? Out of sight, out of mind. Okay.
Where'd you get those cool beads?
Party City. They have the big thick ones here. In the Mardi Gras section.
I have to pick some up.
He drooling. And this is my whole argument. If you work this hard in an hour, God, how we could change the world. What this child is doing in an hour, it's like, But again, it's okay, let him hang out, let him find his hand,
I
let
can
him
tell how he's holding his head. It's not more.
See the difference now? He can turn around and look like this and bring the head back up. So again, he can go down and he can bring it back up. When he does that, he's not clenching his hand to do it, he's not clenching his toes to do it. His toes are already going into runner's position.
Yes.
And again, the biggest frustration right now is he's got these booties on because he has no traction. He's just gonna slip around.
You can take them off.
That's okay.
He gets his feet are very sweaty all the time.
You got it, and you rolled over. See, again, that, like, what was that? I know. What was that? Yeah. Oh, it's still there. And what about this? So now you can go like this with the eyes and just see if that's enough. There you go. And then again, because he doesn't want to roll back over. Which is fine. And that's when I give him the prize though. So he's just about where he can roll himself. So I'm just, and that's typical rolling over. I have the keys, I have the, But see now how nice his balance is. Hands are up above his head. He's got a nice little twist. The feet are behind the body. So this is a push off now. Where he can push off to roll, the difference. See here now, if he pushed off. See immediately when you get into, see how his head wants to be upright? So here he's, I think he was just more into chewing than bringing his head up though.
I think that's the first time that I've seen. I don't know at home.
What?
He's brought a toy up too.
Well, he's got the balance. First of all, when he came here, he didn't know how to get his hands up over his head. He had to play with that first, and now he's like, oh, okay. Again, any questions? But see how, again, this pauses, hang out. And again, this is new to him, so I'm just
Yeah, it
going
is.
back and working on different, making the balance more sophisticated. Because before, remember when the arm was lagging behind, and now it's holding an object and doing all of that? So I'm just working on his balance. Now, at this point there, he did it on his own. That was brilliant. See how the leg came into standing? So now I can work with the foot here and the pelvis and change that whole.